again. I shall command every worm-infested son of a bitch that ever died in battle.
Hello everyone, this is Associate Professor Gansnobi, Department of Gaming. I'm coming to talk about Necromancer. This is my part 2 video. I'll be continue talking about each and every one of the demons as I learn more things. This is just like a recap of my build. I really enjoy using the Elite, especially the Trident Slam, bigging out dodges and then getting this huge amount of damage while flattest up. You can even sometimes down hunters if they're not careful. This is also a resurrection build, and that is because I believe Necro to be a objective demon, and I'll explain why I believe that's to be. We need damage here for basics, or elites, and boss as well. And the reason I went in this bottom tray here is because Portal Authority boss is not needed. It doesn't help at all. It doesn't do anything. So I'd rather have something else. I don't want to waste a single point. And so I have health on basics here. So they're going to be staying alive a little bit longer. And Rocksteady boss is not really necessary because of once you hit threat level 20, the balance bar isn't going to be destroyed. This is nice to have at 10. You don't need any higher than that. And then, like I said, this is a resurrection build. We want that 30 seconds for book phase if our boss lasts that long. And honestly, I want to come back stronger, but I just can't take any points out of anything to have this. I thought about taking out a boss, but I need boss to have damage as well. And I'll explain my thoughts on boss as well in this clip that I'm going to be playing shortly of a game I played that perfectly describes like why Necromancer feels weak at times and why I think he's an objective demon. Test of time, good at 10%. We want the max amount of radius, so we can put it at that, 60 is like the maxed. It says 180 feet, but my game doesn't say that. I think it says yards. And then healthy bones we want as well. And we want healthy bones because we want the unit to survive at least one grenade launcher explosion. Me explaining like what survivors can do to destroy your flautist. Portal Third or Basic would be also something I would like to put into, but unfortunately I can't pull any points out. The only points I could pull out here is by pulling points out of here, and if I'm not going to have the damage, then I'm not going to have the radius either. So then I will put here as well, and then take a point here and just put into Resurrection. So it'll be a full Resurrection build, but then I wouldn't be using my elites at all with this build. I'd be only using basics and boss. And for boss to be viable too, some people like to spec into this, which I understand. It's strong, but once you're done with their combo, they're going to be able to drink a shampoo afterwards. So you're really going to have to put like a lot of pressure for this to actually be viable. And it's sometimes you just can't even put that much pressure because of the teammates around. Like a good support is going to use amulets to counteract this, and an amulet is going to protect them from grab. Not to mention they could just shoot you so that the grab doesn't even do any damage. So, and then Bone Rage, I refuse this to do. I believe this does nothing. I don't see any difference between having this on and taking it off, which is completely different because Bad Influence is 10%, I believe, as well. And there's a huge difference when you use your Bad Influence compared to just having this on. So it feels like your basics don't do anything. They could be doing stuff, but the fact is they're doing like heavy attacks. So they're doing heavy attacks while a person's trying to res, and the heavy attacks for basic miss all the time. When somebody's resing, you need to do light attacks. So unfortunately, the attacks for certain units are just horrible. And that's boss as well. Boss will whiff a rezzing survivor as well. So you have to be careful with that as well. Which, there's certain demons that whiff, but Necro just whiffs a lot. Which is really unfortunate. We need Gates of Hell for basic and Gates of Hell for elites for book phase. Like, you could take this off and then go this way to get this, and then kind of put more into elites, but like I said, I believe Necro to be a objective demon slash book demon. I know that's kind of weird to say, but yeah, his attacks are so telegraphed, and he's the only demon that you need flout. Like, you need your ability up to actually be doing something. Like, every other demon, you don't need your ability up to be doing something. Like, it's just a perk, right? A power possessed basic, yeah, that's great. But you could be using a regular basic and still do a lot with Puppeteer. You could use Boss if you spec into it at Prestiged. And then, Warlord as well. Yes, ability feels nice, so they can't do finishers, but you could still do a lot of damage with the basics and elites. You don't need Van Influence to help you out on doing damage. Ball is Ball, of course. I'm not going to go into that. Plague as well. Cauldron. Cauldron just helps you with the infernal energy cost. So it's not really that big of a deal to have it. But it's nice. Like, just like perks, but with Necro, Flourish is just needed to do anything at all. And that makes it so sad. And then also makes you think oh, maybe I'll spec into this, but it only saves you, let's see, 8 seconds. So is this really worth 5 points to get 8 seconds of time? You're not going to get your Flautist twice on the objective effectively. You're not going to get it twice during book phase effectively. What I mean by that is, like, the first Flautist will be viable if you hide it correctly and protect it correctly. I'm explaining protect as well in a clip later on. You could put the Flautist upstairs in an area. Just don't put it near windows where a survivor could shoot it with a pistol or hunting rifle. But the grenade launcher is in this game, and unfortunately, you could shoot the Flautist through the ground. So if you're on the first floor and you see like a red glow above you, you could shoot it with a grenade launcher and you could destroy Flautist. So you have to be really careful where you place Flautist, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately, but yeah. Skeletal injury, that's nice. And skeletophobia, I don't know, they don't feel like they do enough, the debuffs. And I'm going to explain why. It's because Ruby and Scotty are characters. Ruby and Scotty's are going to be the bane of your existence as a necromancer. Especially Scotty. You don't even need a Ruby for it. If you have a Scotty, he's going to be able to clear your units so quickly that you're not going to be able to do anything. So when there is a Scotty on the team, you got to focus the Scotty to make sure that he's not getting off last word to do all that damage. 50% more damage on the last swing, which is on top of everything else too. I have second win because I like a bloody build from Fallout. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, he's your toughest lineup is Scotty. This guy with a legendary lumberjack axe on book, he's just gonna be deleting your units, even through like the res and stuff. The res is gonna help you. You need to reposition your boss if that happens, so that you're not getting hit by Scotty. You may have to like cancel your combo that you're hitting on book just to position yourself again. So because of that, I like to res as soon as I come in if there's a Scotty, and then I like to start doing the combo. And then if the Scotty is on top of me and my units aren't protecting me from hitting book, then I'm going to do the summoning technique and then move around so the Scotty's not going to hit me to the other side. Yeah, and that's kind of why I wish Comeback Stronger. I wish I had Comeback Stronger just for book phase. But then there's no reason you possess elites. Like you see most Necro players not possess elites because they're not spec'd into them. Like this is so important, the Seismic Slam. This is fun to use, the Trident Missile. It's a lot of fun to use. But specking into it costs too much, and it's just not enough to do like it does like 100 and something damage. So if the survivor is like low health, you may be able to down them, but the wind up for it is so long that they're going to be able to jerk a ship by the time the trident actually hits them. And it's very telegraphed, so they could dodge it very easily. The only time this is funny is just like when you try and snipe somebody from like 60 yards away. So yeah, let's get into the clips and I'll talk about it. So this is a clip of P5 Necro. This is me as a survivor, support Ash. So he drops Flatus here, and I could see it through this little window. So I asked my team, my leader at Hash has a grenade launcher, and this is kind of why I was like, okay, you need to place Flatus in a position where you can't shoot through windows, even here. And this is one of Necro's strongest book phase areas on any map. So he used Flatus way too early here. And so we're just waiting out Flatus a little bit. It takes 72 seconds as soon as Flatus is placed. So we want to end this right as Flatus is going out. And the reason we want to do that is we want to bait out all his units here. And I saw him running away there, so I was like, okay, this is perfect time to end this. So he drops the possession. He should have dropped it as soon as he came in. And right now I'm just marking with the sub because of the grenade launcher as well. And then the Flatus goes down, so then he cancels his summons. And he's going to go place Flatus again. So it's about 8 seconds difference for cooldown. So he may have that. And as you can see, you place Flatus in the open there, which is something you don't want to do as well. Right here, he's not protecting himself with his units. Yes, he didn't have all the summons and stuff, so just all our range damage, and plus he wasn't fully maxed out, so the bounce bar was dead. But yeah, right now we're just still fighting through Flatus, and that's fine. I don't think, oh yeah, I just don't think they had the weapon to kill Flatus up there. So yeah, just the most powerful you're going to be on book is with boss, so you need to protect it as well. And then the units that do the second most damage is your basics. And honestly, you just want to do a running heavy and a slam on book with the elites. So my support Ash is kind of built for range and melee, but I kind of want to mark targets here for the Amanda because she's going to be doing more damage. So unfortunately, yeah, he DCs here, and it's understandable. If you're going to go for book, you need to set up for book and not try and go for the survivors. It's unfortunate, but that's just how you got to play. It's all about the setup with Necro. So in this clip, it was a glitched lobby. Somebody didn't load in, and then somebody disconnected, and after they disconnected, we were able to load in. But as you can see in the top right corner, we don't have an objective here. So right now I'm just kind of, I want to go down, but I want to go down fighting, you know? So the demon's right there. He's placing proxies now, and I'm just going to mess around a little bit. But this actually really helped me because it kind of explains what you need to do as Necro and how Survivor sees you play as Necro. So I see Flautus, and I see the red glow right there. So it's on the other side of there. Now, what I should have done, like I know where all the traps are, so I shouldn't have ran into that. But as soon as he dodged there and I ran forward, he should be running after me. But he was continuously doing his combo, so I'm able to destroy Flautus there. He's doing light attacks there, and normally you would want to dodge the forward, but I'm just, like I said, I'm messing around, trying to kill him, 1v1. But yeah, this is kind of like the example of why I say that Necro is an objective demon, because what I could have done there differently is I could have just ran away. I could have got in the car and I could have just left. There's no reason for me to stay there. But if the map piece was there, I would definitely have to stay there, like I said. So that's why I'm trying to say, like, he's an objective demon. Like, Flautus is stationary. It's not like it's walking around boosting, which would be kind of cool if it did. That actually would be kind of cool. I mean, it'd be kind of hard to hide and stuff and protect, but just seeing it walk around and stuff, that'd be awesome. So yeah, I'm just trying to like go down here, but like I said, I want to go down swinging. And there's 2 instances where he uses Flautus, and it's like the perfect example of why you don't place Flautus the way you do. So here I'm running forward. There's lag because, like I said, the lobby is bugged. And I'm just looking for weapons and stuff just to mess around with. And he does the right thing and places Flautus in front of me at the way I'm running. But because I don't have an objective, like I have no reason to keep running forward into Flautist. The Blunderbuss isn't really good on Support Ash because it can't really do the follow-up damage for, yeah, like I said, it's laggy. So he plays Flautist in front of me. I hear Flautist, and so I'm like, okay. If he possesses something, then I'll try and do something, but I could just run for the car too. I'm going to take a couple hits here and then back away. Now, I missed my shot there. I want to kill the unit behind him because I want to get a Shimp drink if I have to. So like I said, I backed out of Flautus range because there was no reason to run into Flautus. So now that I know he doesn't have Inferno Energy, which is a problem with Necro as well, you're going to be running out of Inferno Energy a lot if you're not the right threat level and just because of Necro's energy pool. So once again, destroy Flautist, and then yeah, nothing you can do. As you can see here, the Chester bug as well. They open, but then yeah, they don't open. So that's why they look that strange color. So like I said, I'm doing just looking for supplies. I'm basically playing zombies right now, which is funny. I just want to go down fighting, that's all. But once again, this is just a perfect example of the weaknesses of Necro. like how you need Flatus to do damage. Like I have the least amount of dodges out of all the classes, and I'm still able to out dodge Necro. And he's going to place Flatus here in a little bit. And then I'm going to destroy Flatus. Now, I think what this Necromancer was doing was he was waiting for me to go upstairs to destroy it. But you're going to see, I'm like, okay, Flatus is up. You can't place the Flatus by windows. Now, the house next to this would have been better. There is a bathroom with no windows. So I'm looking through the top window and looking inside just to make sure it's not on the bottom floor. And then I saw the red glare in the window right there. So I think he was waiting for me downstairs to set off the trap and stuff. But you need, as soon as you place Flatus, you need to capitalize on it. So that a survivor can't just shoot through the window like this to destroy Flatus. So once again, I'm just, back to not worrying about anything. Because you only have to panic when Flatus is up. Because that's where all the damage comes from. Which is completely different than all other demons. If I were to tweak Necro in any way, I would make it so that his damage was a little bit better. And then when Flatus is up, it's just like a huge thing, or it's like, we have to destroy it, or we're going to go down. And I think the way they can balance this is by just decreasing the time Flatus is up. It's up for 72 seconds. You can lower to 60 seconds or something. That way Necro's a little bit more balanced. So boss is summoned here, right? And I'm a support. So I'm just going to run away. If you're going to summon a boss, you need to summon it right on the survivor. So it doesn't just run away like this. So I'm trying to get out of Flatus range here. So he goes for the grab. So I try to 1v1 the boss here. I don't want to melee here because I don't have the dodges for that. So I have 2 dodges, right? And then I can dodge and run away. So now I'm starting to shoot here. I'm just trying to get the damage off. And then 2 dodges and then run away. That's all you have to do to avoid boss. So he's just going to continuously grab me here. And I didn't know he was healing off me. I totally forgot that he does that with the grab. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm not doing that much damage to him. And once again, double dodge, run a little bit forward. Use an amulet in case he grabs me again. And I'm grabbed. And it's just going to do that amulet damage. So I just dodged forward this time. I'm like, oh shit, I can't outdamage the heal there that he does with grab. So I'm just going to drink a shimp and then run forward to the car and leave. And so he despawns boss. So I'm like, okay, that was it. That was all I wanted to see. You can kill me now. And yeah, I just go down because, I can't 1v1 the boss, which I shouldn't be able to, but it was just something I was trying to do. The grab was just doing too much heals, so I couldn't out damage that. So I'm just messing around, and I go in the shed just so he can kill me, and he knows to kill me. So yeah, now I'll have a gameplay of me playing Necro. So in this game is a perfect example of just the different levels of survivors, and how you have to kind of play Necro. So the Pablo seems a little bit kind of new here. The rest are pretty high prestige here, so they kind of know what they're doing. And the Kelly was really good, very good on dodging. I could not hit her for the life of me, and that's okay, you know. The way you kind of win with Necro is through chaos, through the swarm. So you need like a swarm build, and I mean that's kind of like the base kit for Necro. You have 2 elites and 2 basic portals. So right now I'm just leveling up. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to be looking for them here, and I think I'm going for Trap 3 as well. Because I am spec for elites, and Trap 3 is very good with Necro, in my opinion. Some Necromancer players don't go Trap 3 because they want to possess the basic that comes out, and I understand that the basics are a lot cheaper to use. So it makes sense to not go Trap 3. But with Flautist up, I think Trap 3 is very good. So I know they're not down there by the graveyard now, so I'm just trapping everything here, just gaining levels until I'm ready to actually face them here. So yeah, just summoning and leveling. So this is where I place a proxy portal for the elite there, because like I said, I'm spec for elites, but I need to kind of get some more Infernal energy. Here it's really hard to play as Demon because there's not that much Infernal energy here. So you kind of need to leave castle after you get every orb here. But or you can just go with a Demon Dash to kind of get some Inferno, but I missed it, so I'm like, oh, okay. I need to leave castle here and get orbs. Now, a good place to place Flatus here is on the 2nd level, you know, or the bottom level. It all depends on where the survivors are at. I prefer the 2nd level though, but it just takes longer. You can even put it on the outside of castle and then go back inside because you have the speed to do so if they don't have a car in there to leave. And I'll kind of explain my thought process when I'm attacking the survivor here. So this game is kind of like a rhythm game as Demon. You start the rhythm, but the survivor has to follow the rhythm. So I get the possession here, and I'm just going to go with running heavies. Kind of like Pup. Unfortunately, I couldn't do the running heavy there, so I'm just going to go with the heavy here. Dodge forward, trying to bait out dodges. Another running heavy. And it's all into the point where they get to like a certain health level. It's about right here, the yellow. And then you just start poking. So, yeah. Kind of slap them to stop them from drinking the shemp. Now, if they were together with a team there, they would have just got Flatus very easily and basically protect the Annie by body blocking the unit. There are some very good survivors. What they'll do is they'll get very close to the unit so that you can't do running heavy. It forces you to do the combo. And that is a very good technique for survivors to do. It works very well on Pup as well. You see a Pup doing just running heavies continuously, just get really close to him, and it's going to force him to do the combo instead of doing a running heavy. And then you're going to be able to drink that champ afterwards. So now I'm just kind of setting up here. Necro is a setup demon. It's not a constant pressure. You don't have the Infernal energy to just be constantly putting pressure. I placed the Flautist there and it's out of range. I just didn't have the time to place it in a good location. I just wanted to get the car out of here and flip it, but I just didn't have no speed, and then I just hit some random thing there. So I want to possess the elite. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing anything here because once again, I don't have Flatus, so there's no damage being done. I go for running heavy and then lights. I'm trying to bait out his dodges here. So he has, there's one dodge. And there's the second dodge. And then the third. So he has 3 points into Archroll Dodger. And that's why he was able to do those 3 dodges. It was really 2 dodges, but he regenerated enough to get that third. So that's why you want to keep doing the running heavies until you know they don't have a dodge, and then slam. But the only reason slam would work is if Flatus is up. And like I said, this is kind of like why Necro is not really a viable demon, because he's so reliant on his ability. Yes, it lasts for a long time, but the fact that it's stationary just makes it so weak. If you could maybe, like if it was stationary, and then you could click on it or something, like, and tell it to move into a certain area, like that would be useful. That would be a good buff to Necro as well. Like make it choose its pathing. That would be interesting. But yeah, I guess that was kind of too difficult to code. Because I'm like, that would be very good. Like you place Flatus and then you, out of range, like since it's like 60 yards, and then you tell it to walk closer. So then the survivors wouldn't hear the Flautist, right? Until it was in range and you're already summoning things. Because by the time you place Flatus, they have enough time to like run to Flatus before you can actually start like attacking and be like taking full effect. And you're gonna see like how the points RNG is like so important for Necro. Like this is a horrible spot for Necro, even though Castle Kandar is one of Necro's best maps. Fort Court is a really good location for Necro and Castle. But every other spot, you just don't have a place to place Flatus. Like I'm placing Flatus here, and it's not a good spot because they could just shoot it from the window. And best person to go for it on this team is Pablo. But I see Kelly going, and I'm not spec for boss damage in this build, in this video. And you're gonna see like how she shoots me, right? With ability. So that if I grab her, like this, it would drop the grab because I would be bleeding. And she does it very good on the next one, but I just can't bait any dodges. Like dodging forward, doing nothing, like, and yeah, Flatus is down, so I'm not gonna be doing anything. And just doing the 8-hit combo, trying to get a hit off. And there was just no damage at all. Like I should have just went for a grab, so I just dropped boss because, I mean, really there's no reason for me to call it. I'm just giving them a healing item. So I'm just possessing the car because I want it destroyed, but I don't have time. So I'm going to rush back here because I've already set up the point. by first point, so I could head back and start putting pressure there. But once again, I'm just not going to be able to use Flatus, not use my ability, because if I use my ability, you could literally just get in the car and drive away or run away from it. So there's no reason for me to use it. So I'm not going to be doing enough damage here. And I'm not trying to complain about the demon. I'm just saying, like, this demon does need a buff. And like, there's a reason at high level plays you don't really see Necro. And if you do see Necro win, it's all because of RNG. Like, having the Dark Ones behind Castle is such a huge thing. Like, the team has to be on point for them to win, because they have to fight through Flautist. And I'm going to be going with the poking method again. I was trying to bait her into that trap so that I can get a guaranteed hit. And I see the support there, hitting me in the back. So I'm doing the combo with the basic. So I see Pablo here. He dodges away and he's running away from his team. He wants to be, I want him to be my main focus because he's going to be healing his team. So if he goes down, they're going to have to drink Shemps themselves. So trying to do the combo there, didn't work. I know he's trying to go for the car now, so I'm just going to poke him so he can't get in. And now he's trying to drink a Shemp, so I'm just going to poke every time he tries to drink. And so he goes down. Kind of how you have to play. There's just poke. You can't do the combo because the combo's not going to work. Because all it takes is 2 dodges to get out of it, and then they're going to be able to drink a Shemp. Running heavies is good as well, but I didn't want to risk the running heavy turning into just a heavy. So I thought, like, okay, let me try and destroy the car here, but yeah, I do not like this car. This and the truck is really hard to flip. And there was just no good spot to kind of flip it here. I was trying to hit like the angle right there. I thought there was like enough of a little lift where I could flip it, but yeah, there just wasn't, so I'm just wasting my time here instead. Once again, I'm going to get the possess. I was trying to go for the basics, so I hit him away and then grabbed the basics. I thought he was closer, so I went for a poke. Once again, I'm going to be doing poke, but he's using ability there. So, yep, dodge and run. Once he's out of stamina, I'm going to start hitting him. He's flashlight clicking because he's a friend of mine. That's not a toxic flashlight clicking. He's just saying, hey, what's up? So yeah, I don't have Inferno Energy. Like I said, Necro's Inferno Energy pool is very low. So they're going to get this res, and that's fine. I am at a decent enough level where I feel comfortable where I can go to the objective and start setting up. Now this is a very good objective spot. Because you could place the Flatus in castle. I don't place the Flatus perfectly, and I'll explain why I didn't place it perfectly, and you'll see that I miss out on damage because I didn't place it in the perfect spot. So I want to get my proxy portals over there. I do make a mistake. A good survivor team would not start the objective once Flatus, like, if they're going to the objective and Flatus is placed before they start the objective, they would go for Flatus first. Or they wait out Flatus, which is a 72-second wait time. And then you have 18 seconds if they don't have the cooldown, I believe. So this is the perfect example of how, like, boss just feels weak at sometimes. But I mean, it feels better than Baal, to be honest. This boss, because, like, as you see, she's shooting me, and I'm, like, trying not to get shot. She's applying the bleed, and she's using her dodges thing. So I'm trying to just bait out dodges, and then she just shoots me there. So I'm like, okay, the team didn't even have to help there. And then, so I have to prioritize a different target, but once you prioritize a different target, the hunter is just going to have all that damage on you. So there's no real reason to do anything else. And then my balance bar goes out because of Annie. So, yeah, nothing really I could have done there. The Warrior Ass does have a purple chainsaw, but I mean, he's not getting buffed by Annie. So I wasn't really worried about that. He did get last word off on me, though. So that was a ton of damage by him. So now I'm going to get in a position to place Flatus, and you want to look at to see where the point is. This is where, like, I got good RNG, because there's 2 spots the objective spawns in Smithy, and I got the good one for Necro. So as you saw, it was 62 yards I placed it, and I should have placed it a little bit closer because I'm not covering all of the objective. And I have no one for an ING here, which is also another problem. So they start the objective here, and I'm able to create the horde here very well. And as you can see, I go with the slam, but he was very good on dodging there. But I'm getting able to just keep doing running heavies and do a ton of damage because my Flatus. But as you see, like right there in that left corner, I'm not going to be able to reach with my... so I'm not going to be doing that increased damage. Even though I hit her, she would have went down if Flatus was up. And I believe... yeah, okay, Flatus is still up. Good. So that's why that running heavy did. Because... so everybody's down here, so I dropped the possession. The objective didn't start. That's also another reason why I dropped it, because I need to get Inferno IG again. Now I see Kelly over here. She was trying to go for a Flautist. Very smart, but she didn't know where Flautist was. Or she knew that she couldn't get to it. And that's like an important thing to do. When you're placing Flautist, you need to place it in a place where it's going to take them forever to get to. And this is where kind of like point RNG comes into play, which, I mean, you could say Baal has RNG as well. You know, if there's not that a lot of traps on the objective, then you're going to have problems. But once again, Baal has a lot of pressure in between points as well, while Necro does not. Necro's pressure comes on the objective. And it really comes down to the survivors being able to deal with the horde, and that's why Scotty's so strong. So she drops her gun so I don't use it, and so she starts running away. So I put her in this place where there's a double trap, so either way she's going to hit a trap. And Flash is still up, and I want to summon Boss here, just so I could get the grab, because I know she can't apply the bleed on me anymore. Now, I'm not expecting the boss damage, so she would have went down a lot faster if I was. Probably get into the red there. And I'm going to do the summon so I get more units in here. And I know if I swing, she's going to dodge. So I just need to wait. And yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, if you have any questions on like Necro or anything, yeah, just leave it in the comments and I'll answer them as best as I can. Thank you for watching.